Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Mudblood Cal here, and today we're going to be predicting the NFL 2022-2023 season. We're going to do this one more time. We already done it once. We did it back in May when the schedule first came out. That video did pretty well, so we're going to do two more of these before the season starts, just to see what changes. So the next one will be up about probably the week before the season starts. So I'm just going to go through every single game, every single week. Hopefully I don't miss any. Should be fun. I'm not gonna bother putting in the scores. That's just gonna take too long. It's gonna take a little bit as it is. Um, Feel free to skip to the end if you want to just see who wins the Super Bowl. I'm gonna just go through week by week and pick every single game. We'll see how the season turns out. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So the season starts off with the Bills at the Rams. Rams and Bills probably two definite contenders this year, but I'm gonna take the Bills. Now we get into the Sunday noon games the first week. Colts and Texans. That one's not very interesting. Bengals and Steelers should be fun, but I got the Bengals. Ravens will probably blow out the Jets. I've got the Patriots taking care of business in Miami. Although the game should be fun. You get a chance to look at the new Miami offense. Then in the NFC, or in the AFC versus NFC matchups, I'm gonna have the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence and co, and Doug Peterson gets his first win as Jaguars head coach. Um, I think the Browns will absolutely bulldoze the Panthers week one. The Chiefs will actually drop one on the road in Arizona. That just seems like a Chiefs game to lose, especially you look at games they've lost in recent years. That one kind of pops out. It's going to be a rough start to the season, I think, for the Chiefs. Titans get an easy one over the Giants. Broncos get an easy one over the Seahawks. I forgot to go in order. Doesn't matter. Chargers get a win. 49ers, Eagles, Saints, Packers, and I'm gonna go Buccaneers with one on the road. I think they're just a better team than the Cowboys in general. So that's week one. I don't think I missed any. Yep. All right. So week two, Thursday night, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs over the Chargers. I think it's gonna be a really fun game. But if the Chiefs lose this one, which they very well could, and they lose the Arizona game, the Chiefs fan base is just gonna be lit on fire. It's not gonna be fun at all. I'm going to go with the Steelers over, or not the Steelers, the Patriots over the Steelers, Colts over the Jags. I'm going to actually take the Jets over the Browns. I think their defense is a little bit better, and I think especially with Jacoby Brissett, he's not really a good NFL quarterback at the end of the day. We have a lot of data on him at this point in his career. He's played a lot of games. He hasn't really shown he's a good NFL quarterback. Baltimore Ravens over the Dolphins. Broncos get a win, and so do the Bills. Raiders pick a win up against the Cardinals. This will be a fun game. I would actually like to watch this one. So will this one too. So there's some fun games. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys over the Bengals. Buccaneers over the Saints. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield and the Carolina Panthers getting it done versus the Giants. And the Panthers will be better than people think they will be. Still won't be very good. With the Commanders getting a win, that outstanding defense. Rams, 49ers, Packers, all picking up relatively easy wins. And then I'm going to have the Vikings over the Eagles, so that will be another fun game. As we move into week three, the Thursday night game is the Browns and the Steelers. I think that's going to be an easy one for the Steelers. Hopefully by this point in the season, they've started to figure out what their quarterback situation is because they have a really, really solid team. But they need someone to really step up at quarterback, and I don't really see them making it to being a successful team. I think they could be like the 7th seed without a number one quarterback, but I don't really see them making it to the playoffs or past that 7th seed if no one steps up. If one of Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, and Kenny Pickett, if none of them come out and make themselves the guy, it's going to be a long, long season for Steelers fans. Titans over the Raiders, Ravens over the Patriots, Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, and Chargers all pick up wins. So that means the Dolphins will actually move to 0-3. They've got a rough schedule to start the season, which is interesting. Justin Fields and co get a win over the Texans, and Russell Wilson and co get a win over the 49ers. Then in the NFC, Vikings, Eagles, Saints. I'm going to go with the Falcons over the Seahawks. I think that'll be a fun game. But yeah, no, I don't think it'll be a fun game between two bad teams. I think the Falcons will be a fun team, but you're a very, very, very bad team. So there'll be some entertainment value. I think offensively, you got a guy like Marcus Mariota leading the pack. But they're certainly not going to win a lot of games. But I've got them taking a win over the Seahawks here. Rams, Packers, and Cowboys all pick up wins, and that'll do it for week 3. Moving into week 4 now, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Finally get their first win of the season to move to 1-3 over the Bengals. I think everyone else has a win except for these 3 teams: Seahawks, Lions, Giants. We'll see when they get one, if they do at all. Also, Texans don't have one. They won't get one this week because they're up against the Chargers, who are a pretty damn good team. Colts get a win. Ravens take one over the Bills. That'll certainly be a fun game. And I've got Steelers over the Jets, obviously, because, Jets going to jet. I've got the Raiders in an upset over the Broncos at home. I think that'll be a fun one. Falcons go ahead and get their second win of the season to move to 2-2, actually, with the win over the struggling Browns without Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. I'm assuming it's a 6-week suspension as of right now. That's what's been laid out. It's been appealed, so we'll obviously see what happens. But right now, as of right now, I'm assuming Deshaun Watson has a 6-week suspension. I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Jags, Packers, and I'm going to go with the Buccaneers over the Chiefs. That's going to be a fun game, though. Saints over the Vikings, Cowboys. Seahawks get a win. I think the Giants will pick one up over the Bears, and Rams and Cardinals also pick up wins. Decent week for the AFC West, except for the Niners, or the NFC West. Move on to week 5 now. Fun Thursday night one. Broncos and the Colts. I'm going with the Broncos in that one. Dolphins get another win to move 2-3 over the Jets. Bills, Jags, Chargers, Bengals, and Chiefs all pick up wins. This game in London? No. I don't know why I thought it was. Are any of these? No. Okay, maybe that might be the next week. This game just feels like one that would be in London for no reason. I'm gonna go with the Giants in an upset win over the Patriots. Titans get a win. Titans are looking pretty good. They're at 3-2 right now. So some undefeated teams in the NFC, and it appears a few of them, at least, might stay that way, with the Packers and the Buccaneers moving to 4-0 on the year. 49ers, Cowboys, Cardinals all picking up wins in there. The worst team, but Cardinals, 49ers, and Rams are all sitting at 3-2 right now, making for a pretty interesting division. Thursday night game is going to be the Bears and Washington. I'll take Washington in that one. 49ers over the Falcons. Obviously, Cardinals over the Seahawks. There's a lot of teams in the NFC. There's probably 5 or so where they're just bad teams, quite frankly. And that's the reality. Rams, and I'll take the Eagles as the rivalry win against the Cowboys. Packers over the Jets. That's a pretty easy one. Bengals over the Saints. This one's going to be fun. You got Joe Burrow going back to the Bayou. Rams over the Giants. I'm going to go with the Steelers over the Buccaneers. That just seems like a game the Steelers would win. Not really sure why. Vikings over the Dolphins. Colts over the Jags. Browns over the Patriots. Bills over the Chiefs. Chiefs are going to be 3-3. It's going to be a pretty rough point in the season, and the Broncos will pick up a win against the Chargers on the road on Monday Night Football. That'll be another quite fun game. Week 7 now. We'll start off on Thursday night again with the Cardinals picking up a win against the Saints. Cowboys, Packers, Buccaneers, all with relatively easy wins once again. Same thing can be said for the Bengals. Two of the worst teams, a tank bowl to be said. Jaguars and Giants. I'm going to take the Jaguars in this one. The sacred tank bowl. It was week 7. Deshaun Watson, once again, we're assuming will be back. And we're just going to go for chaos. We're going to go ahead and throw a tie in for his first week back between the Ravens and the Browns. I think that'll probably be the only tie I do, but just for chaos' sake. The Steelers are playing. The Dolphins are a weird team because they're playing a lot of solid defensive teams. I think they need to be playing more solid offensive teams and bad defensive teams to be getting wins. I'm talking about the Dolphins. So it's interesting. Thursday night we're gonna go with the Ravens getting a nice little win. Broncos, Patriots, Titans, and Browns. I'll pick up wins. As do the Raiders. Battle of Pennsylvania. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. Colts. Ooh, this will be a fun one. Packers and Bills. I'm going to take the I'm going to take the Bills. I think that makes the most sense. Cowboys, Vikings, Panthers. Seahawks get a win finally. Rams going to win. So the only winless team left is the Texans at this point in the season. No more undefeated teams left. So we'll see if the Texans stay winless. Sure be interesting if they did. They will this week at least on Thursday night. I don't really see any way they end up winning against the Eagles. I don't know. The Eagles aren't like a great team, but they're certainly better than the Texans. Lions getting upset win over the Packers. That's going to be a rough one for Aaron Rodgers and co. Vikings, Cardinals, and Buccaneers. I'll pick up wins. Buccaneers and Rams, another really, really fun blockbuster game. Panthers get another win. They're at 3-7, starting to maybe mount a push in the middle of the pack with teams like the Saints. We'll see if they can keep winning games. Lions grab one. Buccaneers, Rams, Packers, Eagles again. Eagles are looking good. Actually, we'll go with 7-2 is a little much for the Eagles. We'll go with the Washington win. I think at this point they need to be humbled. They'd have had a relatively easy schedule so far. The Eagles are looking pretty hot. Let me finish out this week. At least with all the NFC teams. So I'm going to go with Texans finally getting a win. If we're looking at the NFC playoff picture, Eagles and Vikings may be two surprise teams that you wouldn't expect to see here. Saints and 49ers kind of falling a bit, but NFC is definitely a lot weaker than the AFC. AFC, I think you've got 10 or so teams that can maybe make the playoffs, whereas the NFC, you've got really 6 that deserve to, I think. Honestly, 5, I think you could argue. I don't think the Saints or the 49ers or the Vikings or the Eagles should be playoff teams, but that's just how it turns out. Titans grab a win. Chiefs, Browns, and Colts join the club for week 10. Now on to week 11. Thursday night game. This will be a fun one. Titans and Packers. I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. We'll do the AFC again first this week. Chiefs get another win as they extend their winning streak over the Chargers. I think that's a thing that exists. Didn't they lose to them like week 3 last year? I forgot about that game completely. Oh, well, now it's 3. See if they can keep winning. Seven teams above 70% win rate is it's a little much. It's just a little much. Colts and the football team all picking up wins. 9 teams over 500. That's actually not that bad, but yeah. Whereas in the NFC, there's 7 teams over 500. Granted, that number's about to change a bit, but not really by much. Now it's 8, like 500 and above. Anyways, week 12, I think this will be the week of the Thanksgiving games. Ooh. Fun games. First 2 definitely won't just be complete blowouts. The third one will be kind of fun, but Derrick Henry's going to show out, so it doesn't matter that much. Dolphins, Ravens, Steelers all getting wins. Actually, I'll go with the Colts. I think Colts will start to make a push to probably win their division. But once again, we'll see what happens. Patriots, Jets. Broncos are 9-2. They kind of need to be humbled, not going to lie. Browns get a big win over the Buccaneers, who are coming off a bye. Raiders grab one over the Seahawks. Cardinals grab one over the Chargers. And the Rams grab one over the Chiefs, who moved to 7-4. They're having a rough go of it at the moment. Lots of definitely 10-loss teams. Pretty much 10 through 16. I could definitely see having 10 losses over in the NFC. We'll go with the Bills, Browns, Ravens. Make the Broncos lose because they kind of need to. Vikings, Jags, Steelers, Titans, Dolphins. Keep the road. Nah, we'll go with the Cowboys. Packers having a pretty easy schedule. The toast on the Bears and Lions are in your division. Basically like 4 free wins for someone. Washington might move its way up to 500 here. Saints grab an upset win over the Bucks. Raiders go into LA and stun the Rams. It's quite the narrative. I like how I was like Carolina might do a little bit better than some people think they will, and they're 4-9 right now. I wonder if I'm predicting too many upsets. It's always hard to tell. Because you have to have chaos at a certain point, but also at a certain point, it's too much. Cleveland sitting right at 500 right there. Not a fun spot to be, I presume. That's just what I'm assuming, though. So we move into the final stretch of the season. Dolphins starting them out with a win streak, moving up to 8-6. Looking decent. Bunch of road wins for the most part, except for the Raiders and the Chargers. Steelers, Cowboys keeping the road theme. Lots of road teams winning this week. Jets grab a win. Broncos grab a win. Buccaneers grab a win. Bengals might be falling out of the playoff picture at 8-6. It's looking pretty fragile at the moment, if I don't say so myself. Week 16, we're down to the last 3 weeks. Everybody's pretty much won a game. Teams that are out of it is pretty much in the AFC. Pretty much every but Jags, basically bottom 3 in the AFC and bottom 6 in the NFC. I think the 49ers could still maybe make their way back in it. We'll see, but speaking of the bottom 3 in the AFC, we've got a Thursday night football matchup between them, so we'll go give the Jaguars a win, I guess. Titans, this is an important game, Saturday game between the Bengals and the Patriots in terms of playoff positioning. Both the Bengals getting a win, and the Steelers grabbing one over the Raiders. Another important game in terms of making a push for the playoffs. Bills, Chiefs, Ravens all picking up easy wins. Tough one at home for the Browns, but they'll get done against the Saints. Packers and Broncos also going to be picking up wins here. As can be said with the Chargers. the NFC, we'll go Vikings, Panthers, the football team, or the 49ers over the football team, actually. Cowboys and Buccaneers. So the last 2 weeks, this is where it really, really starts to get interesting. Nobody's got a clear, clinched spot yet, but the Bills can definitely put it away this week with a tough game against the Bengals on Monday night, actually. There's definitely some teams that will be in here no matter what happens, but there's not as many, probably a couple more in the NFC than there are in the AFC. Thursday night is Titans and Cowboys. I'm going to take the Titans in that. And let's go on to the Sunday games. We'll start in the AFC. Got the Chiefs over the Broncos, Texans over the Jaguars. Get their second win of the year, I think. That sounds right. Steelers over the... No, we'll go Ravens. Patriots get a win, and so do the Bengals. The Bills haven't quite clinched it, but it's close. Actually, no, we'll go Steelers. Yeah, they haven't quite clinched it. They still have a chance to throw it away on the final week of the season. So it's important to see what happens. The old Bay Area rivalry, obviously, not really Bay Area rivalry anymore because, Raiders don't play there anymore. But, it's still got the same vibes, which is the 49ers will win. Go with the Rams in a victory. Buccaneers, Cardinals, Bears. Big game between the Saints and the Eagles. I'm going with the Saints, and Packers get a win. That might put the Vikings all but out of it. This is really, really tight going into the last week. I think in terms of still having a chance to make it, I think there's like 5 teams in the AFC in contention, and the NFC there's like 8. Like half the fucking conference is fiending for these playoff spots, but we'll just go in order. I think the Chiefs are kind of stuck at third, so unless they want to move for a matchup, either way, these are going to be tough matchups unless they can. Yeah, I think you just have to play for a win here, which is to ruin the Raiders season, that's fine. We can ruin the Raiders season. Chargers got a win. I don't know if either team will try in this one. Actually, if the Chiefs lose, does anybody have a chance to? No. Okay, so yeah. Chiefs kind of just have the division. I don't really know if anyone will try this one. So that's why we'll go with a tie for, chaos purposes. Browns get a win. I don't know if their push to the playoffs is going to quite be enough. Ravens and Bills both pick up wins. Colts grab one. Dolphins grab one. And at the end of the day, your 7 AFC teams in order is going to be Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Colts, Broncos. Actually, why would I do a tie? We'll do Chargers. In order will be Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Colts, Chargers, Titans, and Broncos. With the Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Patriots, and Dolphins all missing out. Raiders were still in it towards the end, but finished below 500. So quite an interesting year in the AFC. We'll have to see how the playoffs go. And then over in the NFC, once again, quite interesting. So a lot of the teams fighting for it. We've got this game, which I think the winner might get into the playoffs. So we're going to save it for last because that would probably mean it'll be a night game if the winner's getting into the playoffs. Rams and Seahawks, I don't really see a whole ton of reason for the Rams to try here unless they're trying to fight for a matchup. I don't know there's necessarily a matchup that scares them here because I think they're better teams than the Vikings, the Saints, and the 49ers by a wide margin. Maybe the Cardinals would scare me. I think they're still a better team, but I don't really see. There's no reason for the Rams to try here, so I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, get a little stat pad victory. If the Buccaneers and if they lose, that flips. Okay, so they have to try basically. The times are not set for these. They all just say 3 a.m. Vikings get a win, that means they'll be in the playoffs. Saints get a win, that means they'll be in the playoffs. Eagles get a win, that means they make it interesting. Commanders get a win just to make everything messy. So I think what it comes down to is the winner in. Like no matter what, the winner's in. The only way the Eagles get in is if there's a tie, right? So if the 49ers get in, they'd be the 7th seed. And if the Cardinals get in, they'd be the 6th seed. Interesting. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on the road to grab the 6th seed. So that's your playoffs. Eagles, 49ers, and the football team all missing out. And these guys all kind of bottomed out. 11 through 16 weren't very good teams. So now for the playoff predictions, we're going to start in the AFC. Chargers and Colts. Chargers very good offensively. Brought in Khalil Mack. They've got Joey Bosa. I think it's just going to be too much for a really good Colts offensive line to handle. Bringing in Matt Ryan was cool. I think he'll have a year left after this one where they could maybe make a few trades or something and get some contention. But I don't think Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor are going to be enough. I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road. Now Chiefs and Titans. I'm going to go Chiefs at home. Titans are a good team. Don't really have a lot of weapons outside of Derrick Henry. And I think the Chiefs defense is, especially the linebackers, good enough to slow that down enough for the Chiefs offense to be able to do its thing. And that's one thing Patrick Mahomes is certainly good at. Sorry for all the ads, by the way. Can't really do anything. Ravens and Broncos. I'm going to go for the Ravens. This one, Russell Wilson and the What's Ride crew. Fall short. Now in the NFC, these ones are easier. We'll just Rams over Kirk Cousins. That's not a difficult choice. Cowboys get a win over Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. This one will be fun. I think DeAndre Hopkins can make it fun. JJ Watt's probably going to be hurt. So, yeah. And then interdivisional playoff game, Saints and Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Now for the divisional rounds. If it'll even look. All right, divisional rounds. So we've got Chiefs and Ravens. I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one. Ravens are a good team, but I don't know if Lamar Jackson is enough to basically get them past the Chiefs. Just the big skill difference there. And I'm going to go with the Bills over the Chargers. Cowboys and Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott's going to show that he is the guy. Actually, I've just noticed something. I forgot a couple games in the regular season. I'm unsure how many. I'm going to go through and see if they change anything, because hopefully they don't. It looks like every team in this area is all sorted out for the most part. It kind of just looks like I missed 2 games. Oh, I want the Packers. The Packers. Oh, please don't change. Oh, that's an important one. I'll go Packers. Just to keep it the same. Okay, all right. What is this? Oh, that's just more. I think that moved. All right, we'll keep all the predictions the same. It didn't really change anything. That was scary. I did not approve. Can we clickety click our way onto the divisional round now? Yes. No. Only one away win, which will be the Chargers on Wild Card Weekend. It's interesting. We talked about this: Chiefs, Bills, and then Rams and Packers. This is going to be a fun one, but I'm going to go with the Packers at home. I think that's just going to be how it is. Aaron Rodgers, I don't really see, the Rams being able to go in and do their thing. The conference championships, you've got obviously the Bills and the Chiefs, the new real rivalry in the AFC, and then you got the old rivalry in the NFC, which is the Cowboys and the Packers. I'm going to go with the Packers, and I'm going to go with the Bills. And then in the Super Bowl, I'm going to have the Buffalo Bills as your 2022-2023 NFL season champions. That's going to be it for today. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you